Beep.
Dash, how about that? I'm blocking you. You're nobody. How about that, Dash? Put this on your
Oh, naughty word.
YouTube.
Can I try something with him, Jack? It's probably not what you guys are doing. Can I try something with him?
Go ahead.
So, Bandel, you have an atheist and a
Yeah.
theist riding a bike, and they swerve to hit a dog. What does belief in your God change about what they do to avoid hitting the dog?
No, they all have reasons. Now the atheists, particularly, now it's a fact that they do good things. In that case, specifically swerving away to dodge the dog. But now, they don't do it for a righteously good reason. They do it to look good publicly. They have alternative motives. And I'm not just saying this
I'm
true
not
for
talking
atheists.
I'm not talking normatively. I'm not talking about morals here.
Yeah.
I'm talking about access to the truth of if they don't swerve, they'll hit the dog. What does the God belief change about that for either of them?
The fact, oh well, I'm just saying in the God world that they would know something specifically in this case that they would know that they would collide into an object.
So the atheist wouldn't know that?
Well, with the uniformity of nature, they're presupposing this that if they do bump into the dog, this would be a negative consequence that would cause harm, and they know that based on their past experience. But again, that presupposes the uniformity of nature, whereas they think that again bumping
So
into something,
the God belief
colliding into
doesn't
something would
change.
harm.
So the God belief changes nothing about what they do to avoid hitting the dog.
No, they avoid it because again their past experiences are reliable.
Does the God belief change anything about what they would each do to avoid hitting the dog?
I'm just saying the atheist in this case is acting like a Christian by swerving from away from the dog.
Well, how's that? How's the atheist acting like a Christian?
Well, you probably are more of a Christian atheist than you are a
So
real
you haven't
atheist.
answered the question. What does the God belief change?
Well, sure.
What does the God belief change about what they would do to swerve? If they both swerve, an atheist and a theist both swerve to hit the dog, what did the God belief have to do with any of it?
The God belief again presuppose it has a basis for the uniformity of nature, which is colliding the object always hurts.
The atheist couldn't know that?
No, they couldn't
Why?
know that. They couldn't know. They can't know
Why
anything
couldn't the
actually.
atheist know that hitting the dog's going to hurt?
Is it impossible for you can? So you're saying that there's certain things that are impossible in the non-God world.
What I'm saying is, if let's even use part of your example in there. If they had past experience, both of them, that hitting a dog would hurt and swerving to hit a dog wouldn't hurt, what does the God belief change?
The God belief again reinforces that their past experience is going to be the same in the
No,
present and in the future.
you've already built in you've already built in that their past experience is telling them that one action will result in pain and one action won't. What does the God belief change about that?
So
What
you're
are
making
you
that
saying?
decision on your metaphysical assumptions, correct? You have metaphysical assumptions,
Correct.
namely that
Correct.
your God created a universe, that He created a universe that's uniform, and so forth, right?
Yeah, I'm just saying the physics, the law, laws of physics are always going to be consistent. In this case, how we collide into
Yeah,
objects.
but based on your theistic metaphysical
Yeah, so
background
I
knowledge,
know
right?
that if the laws of physics, and again, me being the object running into another object occurs in a certain fashion and manner, that it's going to cause pain. That's always going to happen.
Right.
So
So the
go ahead.
atheist isn't allowed to have any metaphysical assumptions in his worldview.
You wouldn't know them, or how? I'm just, or this would be the question: how would you know
You
them?
wouldn't.
Oh, so you're claiming you can justify your presuppositions in your worldview without arguing a circle? Because that would be fallacious. So you're saying you have justified presuppositions in which you reason from?
Wait, so are you asking if I have presuppositions?
I'm asking you. You said we can't know. The atheist can't know whether his presuppositions are true or not. So are you saying that
Yeah.
you can justify your presuppositions in your worldview?
Can I justify my presuppositions? Is what you asked me.
Yes, that's what I'm asking you.
Yes, I have a reference point of the truth.
Oh, and what's that?
That's God and His
Is
Word.
that is that oh is God is that a presupposition or is that something you can justify?
It's actually you know it as well.
Oh, so
Floyd,
so
we're
again,
running
can you
away from my.
justify that?
Hold on.
Is that a presupposition? Can you justify that?
Wait, yeah, we all have presuppositions.
Right. Can you?
We're always,
But you said the atheist can't know. So would that mean that you
yeah.
can know that your
You
presuppositions are true?
well, I'm asking you, how do you know anything, and how do you know anything's true? Again,
Now, see,
I've
there he
yet
goes.
to
He just
receive a
dodged
single
again.
answer.
That's the
Well,
dodge right there.
can you know that your presuppositions are true?
Yeah, I couldn't know anything without God, but because God
Okay.
is,
So,
I do know.
is your belief in God a presupposition in your worldview?
That's just another claim
All he's been doing.
he isn't able to support.
Because
What claim?
that your God
Claim
exists.
the claim that
Yeah,
he doesn't
that's
know
a
anything.
basic fact that if anything, you've been built with that sense in you. You also acknowledge that.
Can you justify that claim?
Yeah,
We're asking,
God said so.
yeah, but the
Nice.
question is, how do you know?
That's question begging.
Yeah, how do you know?
Well, what's wrong with begging the question?
It's circular reason.
I'm not sure what you mean by
Well,
what's
what's wrong with being circular? Would you
It
not
doesn't
expect true
provide-
facts to attest to their truthfulness?
What does it mean for a fact to attest to its truthfulness?
Would we expect something true to lie about itself?
What would it mean for a fact to lie about it? So,
That's what I'm saying. Would we
Facts talk.
again?
Facts
It would
talk.
attest to its truthfulness. Again, if your mother texted you, she would say, "Hey, this is your mom. Please take out the trash." Right? She would obviously attest to her existence and who she is. She wouldn't lie about herself, typically, right? In the case of a human.
But you don't want us to decide whether that's your mom or not, though.
Well, how could you know if your mom texts you? If it's
Well,
actually your mom.
you're gonna make a whole bunch of assumptions when you see that message, right? You're gonna make a decision whether that's your mom or not based on your assumptions. Maybe she phrased it in a way that was very common from your mom, or maybe the way she phrased it was something that your mom would never phrase, and you would question whether it's your mom or not.
The
Right?
whole reason I brought the
You would
example
use
up,
your own.
Mandel, hold on, Floyd.
You as the
Floyd,
epistemic agent have to make a decision.
Yeah, I'm making judgment
so you seem to
calls,
be
but
saying that
yeah.
the atheist isn't allowed to reason from his presuppositions, but somehow,
No, I never said they're
but
not
but
allowed to.
but we're not justified. But
No,
you're
I'm
saying we're
asking.
saying we have to justify those presuppositions.
You have no ultimate standard of truth. That's the. I mean, unless you can correct me and
There's no
show it to
ultimate
me.
standard of truth.
we don't know what you mean.
Do you have it?
Okay? We don't know. You see, I don't know why you keep asking questions, right? You keep making claims, and then when we ask you to justify the claim, you ask us a question, right? That's not providing
Yeah,
justification.
sir. It was.
Claim.
That's a very simple question. What is the standard of how you judge things to be true? I asked that. Is there something? I'd love to learn that if it is.
Yeah, but that's not you justifying your position.
Yeah, I have a God that justifies.
What does
How
that
do
I
you
mean?
know
couldn't know
that?
anything without him. I'm sorry.
No, but
Nice.
What's your argument for that?
that's the claim that we were asking you to justify, that you can't know anything without him.
Yeah, I've just showed if I lived in a non-God world, how. And again, this is I keep asking the question because I couldn't feasibly think of a way I could know anything that to
So
be true in a non-God world.
saying you
That's
don't
a-
know of
And
a way.
That's an argument from
You're
ignorance.
don't know of a way on a
Sure,
not
sure.
God world there could be truth.
Well, what's wrong with
It's just an
arguing
argument from
ignorance in your world?
incredulity.
Sure,
Like you don't believe it could
sure.
happen otherwise.
Wait,
That's
do you think that?
literally a fallacy.
What's wrong with fallacies in your worldview?
See, this is why I think he's trolling you, Tom, because he's just
That was a bit much. What's wrong with fallacies in your worldview?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. What's wrong with contradicting? Why do I have to be reasonable and logical in your worldview? You're putting your subjective standard, that your personal preference, and you're putting that on me. That's just like you're like the rapist.
Well, logic is something that's going to be applicable to both our worldviews, right? You think the laws of logic exist. I think the laws of logic exist, right? So I don't understand why we have to go through all the bullshit.
Wait. Where do they exist? I don't see them.
That's irrelevant. That's actually all irrelevant. That's just all obfuscation to try not to deal with the logical problem, right? You think that logic exists, right?
Oh, I know it does.
Okay, I think logic exists. And so if we're going to do an assessment in the domain of logic, we don't need to know where it came from. We both have access to the tool, right?
No, I'm saying that's consistent from my worldview. That yes, you are a image bearer of God, and God's wired you
Sure.
to
Let's
just
say I'm even borrowing from
yeah.
the Christian worldview. Maybe you can say whatever you want.
Thank you.
Guess
Okay.
what? I'm using logic, right? I'm using logic.
Yep. But
By your lights, I can logic and reason.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
so
But
the
in
question
my
is,
So when
worldview,
you
you're also
start with
suppressing the
all
truth.
this bullshit about justify how you can logic, how justify you can reason, it's all bullshit, right? All bullshit.
Well, I wouldn't say it's a BS. I would just say, in your position, how would you even reach that
It's not
presupposition?
relevant.
now
You
you're
think I can reason.
asking a
You think I can
Well,
question then.
logic.
in my position, do you attest to? Are you a Christian now? Because I don't think you are, right?
No.
Yeah, that's that exactly. So then you can't take everything that I believe. You can't just choose some of them. I'm asking
We
again how
both believe in logic, right? And so we want to do a logical analysis using the tools of logic. And you don't want to do that though. You want to say, how can you logic when you think I can logic?
yeah. Well, I also think that you're suppressing the truth. You actually know God, but I mean,
Yeah, that's
do you
fine.
Yeah,
attest
but
to
why
that
don't we
stuff?
just
Like,
skip all the
where
bullshit
do you
and just
stop?
work with the logic and go with the argument, right?
That's
Yeah,
what I
so
was trying to
I mean,
bring
we
up with the
can.
hitting. This is what I was trying to
yeah.
bring up with the hitting
So
a
let's just
tree,
get back.
hitting a
Let's just get
dog.
back to it. So when we ask you, how is it that you couldn't know anything without God? What's the answer to that question?
Because I wouldn't be able to know anything.
Ha!
That's repeating the claim.
Oh my
Yeah.
god,
That's
dude.
it. We
Oh my
bought him down.
This is
god.
We
why I think
bought him
he's
down,
trolling.
guys.
I thought
This
maybe
is
I
why I
misheard
think
you.
he's trolling. Yeah. So the question is, how
Well,
do you
I'm
know
sorry.
that? How do you know that?
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. So I'm saying I know something in a world that I couldn't know anything.
I'm asking,
Well,
like,
maybe so maybe I'll rephrase it. I
I'm
don't know
asking,
that.
why is it the
I don't.
case?
Mm.
Why is it the case that it's only possible for you to have knowledge if God exists?
Because I have
What's the
a
argument?
reference point of truth.
What does that mean?
I have again an ultimate standard of truth where I can always again show and prove and verify what is true in reality
How do you verify if things are true?
by using the standard
Yeah,
given to me
he's just
Okay,
that's
referring to
outside of
so
me.
Which is God.
all right. So
So we're back to
are you
square
using
one.
a phone now or a computer? What are you using for?
So wait, when you talk about standards of truth, you just mean something like rules of inference, that kind of thing?
What do you mean by rules of inference?
Well, you're the one who said standards of truth, so I'm trying to understand what you mean by that.
Yeah, again, so typically, I mean, most people would again. I think from my experience of just it doesn't feel for based on my experience something's not true. Based on my judgment, it's not true. So in that the situation that they are the in their perspective the final authority of what's true or not. So they're basing it based on their experience, their reasoning, if it's logical. So they themselves are using their own internal facilities to determine what's true.
And you do that as well, or you don't do that?
No. I don't depend on my internal senses. I depend on God's word.
Wait, how does
Oh,
God's word? Wait,
how,
so
how do, okay. How
what?
do you use God's word to determine whether it's true or not?
Yeah,
So
like if I ask you
What do
if
you mean?
it's raining outside, does God's word tell you that it's raining outside? Like I'm trying to
No,
understand.
well, yeah, sure. Well, again, not it doesn't say about every specific instance of truth, but I'm just saying it gives me a reason to believe my senses. Whereas in your position, you have no reason to actually believe that your senses are actually accurate or worth or trustworthy.
so you
What's the
use your
argument for
senses to
that?
read the
Wait,
Bible.
What's the argument for that?
You can prove it to me if I'm wrong.
No. You made the claim, right?
Yeah,
So I'm asking you, what's the
well, again,
argument
prove me
for the
wrong.
claim? I'm
I've
not
been
asking
begging
you
for
to
you to
ask
tell
me
me
how
what
do
the
I
standard
do
of
it.
truth
Yeah,
is.
that's not what I'm asking of you. I'm asking you what's the argument for the claim. Do you have an argument?
Well, again, if are you making all the standards and judgments of truth and facts based on
You
your
just asked me
human
another
internal
fucking
reasons?
question. You just asked
No,
me another fucking question, right? I asked you, do you have an
Sir,
argument
let's
for the
calm down.
claim? That's a yes
this
or no question.
this is based on your
So
worldview,
what's
not
the answer?
ours.
Wait, Floyd. I just want to get an answer to this. So yeah, what's the
No,
answer?
but
Yes
I've
or
been very
no?
transparent. I've been very quick to just give the simple answer, God's word,
It's a yes or
and
no
we've talked about
question.
that.
Do you have an argument for the claim? Yes or no?
But yet again, you just are just verifying
See,
that.
this is what
Okay,
I
yeah.
mean. This is what I mean by saying he's a troll, Tom.
Well, what's
Well, I
wrong with
think he's
trolls?
just like woefully inept, and he really. This is
I've asked
just.
him five
I don't think it's a.
times to answer a yes or no question.
Oh,
How
I
is that an
understand that.
answer?
I don't think he's a troll. I just think this is like you're literally like witnessing his lizard brain activating. This is a fight or flight response, and it's flight for him.
I find it interesting that he uses his senses to read the word of God
let's get
to
an
determine whether
answer to
his
this
senses
question.
are true or not.
Wait, let's get
Yeah,
an
so,
answer.
Can you let
again, I
Jack,
can use my senses really quickly. I can use my senses because God again created them in a certain way, and I
And where did you
them
learn
with
that?
Only Jack,
And how did you learn that?
please.
God's word.
Only
all right, I'm
Jack.
gonna have to
giving
move
him-
you down.
Did you use your senses?
You're just giving him a life
There's
raft.
just too much.
Yeah.
Right.
So there was a yes or no question that I asked you.
So yes or no for what?
What was the question that I asked? I can't even remember.
That how can I say yes or no, or how do you for me, how do you know that I can make that statement about your position?
Yeah, that's right. What justifies
Yeah.
that?
Well, ultimately, it comes down to God tells me so.
Right. So then we're just gonna ask why believe that God told you that?
No, because I couldn't believe anything.
No, that's just repeating the claim we asked you to justify.
So I'm asking you, and lead me to a conclusion here. How would I be able to know anything apart from the source of facts or truth?
And what did I say about asking me questions?
Yeah, you are taking on a very strict form of Hitler neo-Nazi format of just saying I can't ask any questions in a discussion now. It's very odd.
Yeah, that's right. When I ask you to justify a claim, I don't want you to ask me a question. Right? That's not hard to understand, is
why?
it?
So
Why? Because I want you to answer. Because I want you to answer the question.
So now you are the investigator, the detective investigator here, who's like put me in a weird. I mean, that's just a really odd way to have a conversation, man.
Okay, fine. It's odd. So now, can you justify the claim or not?
Yeah. I told you that God tells me that you can't know anything. He told the world, actually,
Right.
not just me.
Now the question is
that you can't know anything apart from Him.
What justifies that belief?
I told you God.
No, I'm asking what justifies your belief that it's God?
Yeah, because I couldn't know anything apart from God.
No. We started with that. You made the claim that you couldn't know anything apart from God. And then we asked what justified that belief. And you said that God told you. And so then the question is, what justifies your belief that it was God that told you that? And you're now saying
because
you weren't the one that He told me that. So you're just arguing in a circle.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Well, we're not interested in a circular argument because we don't have any reason.
Wait, so now I have to consider your interest now in this conversation. I mean, that's odd. Another odd.
A circular argument is a fruitless one.
Yeah,
why would we be
interested
argument?
in a circular argument? Like if you said, what justifies your belief that atheism is true? And I said, oh, because atheism is true. Would that be of interest to you?
No, that's not what I said. I said Christianity is true because God said so.
Yeah, and if I ask you what justifies the belief that God says so, what's the answer?
He's given us His word that attests to His truthfulness.
No. I'm asking what justifies.
And when you say He gives you His word, that's just saying He said so.
Yeah. So what justifies the belief that what He said was true, or that it was?
Because I couldn't know anything else was true, but unless I start from His word.
Yeah, but that's the claim that we started with asking you to justify. So you've just
I'm telling you, it goes back in the circle.
Yeah, so sure. If you asked me why I believed something, and I gave you a circular argument, would you be satisfied with that?
It doesn't really necessarily matter about my satisfaction levels in the terms you want to express your worldview in.
Well, it would matter because it indicates whether or not circular arguments are justificatory.
But Tom, this all goes back to you arbitrarily chose that you don't like rape because it's mean. Again, what's wrong with people arbitrarily choosing circular?
I never. No, there you go again. I mean, like, you might say that, right or wrong. Like, I didn't say anything about something being good. I like something's being wrong. I don't like. I just said wrong means mean.
Yeah, but it's irrelevant.
Again,
we don't need to get into.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I just wanted to correct him.
Yeah,
you know, he's just
that's just going to take us
but
down
the point
another
is
path.
to you.
The
But
fact
what
is
about the
that
rapist?
the fact is you don't have a non-question begging argument for the
Wait. So you know what facts are now? Now you're invoking facts.
See, this is the trolling thing, Tom.
yeah. This is.
Dude,
I think he's at his wit's end now.
Come on, please. Come on, man. Like, you ask me questions, and why can't I ask you a question? I mean, that's just the dictator aspect coming in here.
Look, what we would be interested in is if you could come up with a non-question begging argument for the existence of God. Do you think anybody has one?
Without and as an argument with God without asking questions?
No, without begging the question is what he
Without
said.
begging the question, yeah. A non-circular argument, let's say.
So you don't think that everyone's final authority is going to be circular?
I don't know why you're asking me a question. I asked you.
No, I'm asking if you do not have. Okay, yeah, I'm making a fact. I'm saying a factual statement that all people's final authorities will be circular. Can you disprove that?
I don't know, maybe. But so you're saying that there's no way. You're saying there's no way to establish that God exists in a non-question begging way, right? You're saying you just
no. Well, I'm saying you already know that God exists.
No, I understand that's your belief, right? That's not what I'm asking.
I know that.
Yeah, you can say that you know it. Fine, I don't care. Say anything. You could say that that you're the Pope, right? Say anything you want.
Well,
right? That's not going to convince me. That's not going to convince me that it's true.
Oh well, sir. That's your problem here. No one's trying to convince you, sir.
Well, that's why we're asking for an argument to see if you can.
Well, sir, you're not going to me. There's no way I'm going to convince you. I'm not trying to. No one's trying to convince you of anything.
Well, you might be able to convince us if you had a non-circular argument.
Oh no! Well, I'm just saying No, I'm just saying that you already know facts. The fact that God exists. But yeah, again,
why do you keep repeating that?
Well, I'm just saying because you want to be the Lord of your own life. You hate this God, and again, you want to throw him away.
Look,
I'm saying to justify living in a way of destruction.
Yeah, okay. And you like to put vinegar on your ice cream. You can tell me all these different things that you.
The difference is that that's your human speculation, and I have a fact from God, the source of facts.
Yeah, why does this guy sound like this? We just want to know whether you think there's.
Mine's external, yours is internal.
Yeah, okay, fine. Do you think anybody has a non-circular argument for the existence of God?
What's wrong with you will not acknowledge that I said all final authorities are circular.
So you don't think that there is a non-circular argument for the existence of God? Is that right?
Well, no. It doesn't need even an argument because it's a fact.
Is that what I asked you?
No, no one's.
Bandu, do you have like an issue answering question? I don't understand. Can you just answer the question directly? You seem very defensive,
it's a yes or no
just
question.
Answer the question. Like, if you answer the question, it's not going to be like some big thing. Just answer the question.
Who's speaking? I never heard that voice.
This is Joe Mama.
Okay. No, I literally just didn't see.
No, that's fine. It's Jovan. I'm just saying, just answer the question, buddy. You don't have to like be defensive about it. Just answer his question.
No, again, this is where he's already admitted that he's being the investigator. Put into a detective hot seat.
Who cares?
It's just already on.
Just be honest, buddy. I mean, look.
So what?
What would Jesus do?
The Bible's your shield, bro. You got nothing to be afraid of, right?
Yeah, just think about what would Jesus.
You got all the answers.
Bandu, in all aspects of your life, Bandu, think what would Jesus do? Now, Jesus in this circumstance, Bandy, would be honest. He would just answer the questions honestly, and then just go from there, right?
No, I have been. This entire point is
but no, you're being defensive right now, Bandy. Just calm down, because you seem.
Is he not being defensive?
You seem like a little upset. I don't know. I don't want to use the word upset, but there's something. You don't seem like you're like acting normally right now, right? You seem a little defensive. So just calm down, chill, and just answer the questions honestly.
Don't worry, man. You can answer, dude. The light of soul will protect you. I mean, Jesus. It's fine, dude.
Well, see, Tom. Thank you. You're proving my point for me. Yeah, you already know that. That's also.
But just answer the questions
Yeah,
honestly.
well,
So,
thank you. I
do
appreciate
you think you have a non-circular argument for God?
No, again, I don't need arguments.
Well, that doesn't
That
answer the
wasn't
We didn't
an
ask
question.
you
I'm not
that.
depending
That
on
doesn't answer the
questions.
question, though,
Okay,
man.
troll. This
Needed
guy's a
it. We
troll.
asked you whether you had one.
Yeah.
Do I have? I get my entire premise here is that everyone knows that God exists.
Well, okay.
Yeah, we didn't ask you that
Uh,
either.
That's not an
But
argument.
Bandu,
How many
why
times have
don't
you
you
told
want to
us
answer the
that?
question, Bandu? It's weird. Just answer the question. Do you have a non-circular argument? Yes
Well,
or
why
no?
do I need one now?
I'm
Now,
not saying whether or not you
why
need
do you
one.
keep asking questions? It's a simple
I'm just
question.
asking you if you have one,
Yes or
Bandu.
no?
No,
That's it.
because why? It's a loaded question because I never said I had any arguments.
It's not a loaded question. You mean loaded. It's not a loaded question, right? Can you just answer the question? Yes or no?
It's just a simple yes or no question. Do you have a non-circular argument with the existence of God? That's all. If you say no, I mean, what's the big deal? Or you say yes, then we'd like to hear it.
I never said I had any arguments.
Are you saying you
Come on.
don't? Look, I'm not asking what you
Troll.
didn't say,
This is
buddy.
weird.
I'm asking you what you have. Yes or no? That's it. Do you have a non-circular argument for the existence of God? Yes or no?
No, well, you told me to act like Jesus. Jesus didn't answer all these
Yes,
questions.
Jesus would answer
But
these
now
questions.
that's
I don't know.
troll.
I don't know if
Well,
you're,
but
Bandu. I don't know if you're Christian or not, man. I don't know if you're, because you don't seem to be reflecting the properties of Jesus right now, right? Jesus would just answer this question
well,
honestly.
if
He
you actually
wouldn't deflect. He wouldn't answer questions that wasn't asked of him.
sure.
Would
Well,
he would just answer the question honestly.
Well, did he answer all his? Well, since I'm on trial, Jack
Yes,
literally
he
just said
answered
I'm in the
questions.
investigation room. In his trial, did he answer all questions? Oh, you're saying he did answer all questions?
Yes.
Funny is, that he doesn't.
In the Bible, it seemed like anybody that walked up to him, asked him a question, he answered their questions.
No, you haven't watched. I mean, you watched the Passion of the Christ. He definitely didn't answer all his questions when he was on trial. He let his accuser testify for him. Yeah, the movie. Because you're probably not going to read
the movie.
The Gospels.
I'm not talking about
What's funny about this, Tom, is that he doesn't complain when Darth behaves this way, right? When Darth demands answers to questions, stuff like that.
I'm reluctant to say this, buddy, but you seem like you're.
I never said I'm a fan of Darth.
Oh yeah, you didn't say that.
No, I'm not particularly. I'm just saying what
no, but
you
are
true. I'm not
you
saying
are.
You definitely are. You seem to
you
definitely be a fan of Darth. You definitely seem to be a fan of Darth.
I'm just particularly saying, yeah. Do I use presuppositions? Yes. The presuppositional approach.
Are you even a Christian?
Yeah, sure.
Though?
But
I don't, because it feels like there's a lot of these people that follow around Darth, right? They like use these arguments. They aren't even really Christians. They just do it to troll, right? But if you're an actual Christian and you're trolling, that's just like you're just like damning yourself. I don't know why you do that to yourself.
Why do you? I'm confused. Why do you think I'm trolling?
Well, I mean, come on, man. Just like let's be real. Like, come on, buddy. Let's not like troll right now about trolling. Come on, it's not like trollception here.
Would it be okay if we asked you the question? Do you have a non-question begging or non-circular argument for the existence of God? And it's yes or no, or you don't know. You can say you don't know as well.
No, because in my position, I'm saying that everyone knows the fact
That's right.
that God exists.
You told us that.
Yeah, we understand.
With that, no argument is needed or necessary.
Right.
Yeah, we didn't ask you that.
We understand that.
We didn't ask you whether an argument was needed or not. We asked you if you have a non-circular or non-question.
He thinks if he answers the question no, he loses, so he won't answer. He thinks if he answers no. Is that what's going on? Yes. He thinks
Is that what's going on? You think you're going to lose if you say no? Is it?
I mean, not particularly here. I mean, it's a loaded question.
This is one of the weirdest.
So why is it that you won't answer?
Because I never said about my arguments. So again, it's an odd question to ask somebody.
Yeah, so it's odd.
I never said here is all my arguments for God, or here my utility belt is where all my God arguments reside. So again, you are.
Here's what doesn't make sense though, Jack. The funniest thing about this, and this is for Jovan and Daniel who are new. Funniest thing is that like he's afraid to answer this question, but he wasn't afraid to answer the question when I asked him, "Does God facilitate child rape?" And he said yes.
That part is
that's throwing me for a loop.
That's crazy. Yeah. That's crazy.
But Tom, again, it's not objectively wrong for raping your worldview.
Would it be okay if you answered the question?
What does that have to do with anything? Yeah, there's nothing objectively wrong in my worldview. And
is that a truth claim?
What?
Yeah.
Wait, so is it objectively true that your statement's true?
See, that's trolling.
So you're not a Christian?
I don't believe
you're not
in
a Christian, man.
Wait.
Bandu, you're not even a Christian.
Again, I am a Christian.
No, you wouldn't be trolling right now. Do you think Jesus?
Do you
think Jesus trolls?
You don't have to answer it.
Do you think Jesus trolls? Oh, I'm getting a phone call here.
Well, if we asked you politely, would that make it easier for you to answer? Do you have a non-question begging or non-circular argument for the existence of God?
No, I'm not going to answer that question.
Okay, fair enough.
Why?
Wow.
Well, why aren't you going to answer it? Why? Why wouldn't you answer that question? I don't get it.
Jack, you would not answer 20 of my questions.
Yeah. So what difference does that
make? Are you
make?
saying that's the reason why?
I'm going to be consistent with your approach to this discussion.
This is trolling.
It's pure trolling. When I asked him that question a while ago about what I believe would change about what somebody would actually do in a real set of actions, he said, well, different moral considerations and all this stuff, but he didn't give any reason for why a non-believer in God couldn't believe it's true that if they did something, a consequence would result. He didn't give any explanation for that.
Gave a circular argument.
So now I'm the S word because of again I've used someone else's position here, and I've been consistent with their position now, and now I'm the bad guy. Why is that?
I don't think you're the bad guy, but just let me ask. It seems to me, from what I gather, that you are of the view that all arguments are ultimately question begging or circular. Is that right?
No. I'm saying everyone's final, when it comes to, again, final authority or ultimate authority, then it's going to be circular.
But that's not an argument.
Again, I can demonstrate it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
How?
Well, I can say that I know that I'm in here and talking to you guys because of, again, my perception of reality that I'm experiencing, and this is true. I know I'm experiencing this reality because God confirmed my senses.
Mm-hmm.
And in your position, you would be having a similar, the original first premise here, saying that yes, that you, that your internal perceptions are giving you this sense of reality, and you're believing it because your senses tell you so.
Mm-hmm.
So that would also be circular.
Did you know you have to trust your perceptions to even believe anything that you're told or hear or read about God?
But the entire issue here is you can't
Did you know
that your perceptions are accurate. No, I've already acknowledged that, and I can trust them because God gave me the basis.
You wouldn't have had any idea unless it came through your senses. So your senses are more fundamental than the belief itself.
No, yeah, because they have a reliable source.
No, you don't.
You wouldn't.
The only reason you're saying that is because you perceive the information.
But if we ask you,
I've been begging you. I've been begging people in here this entire time to give me a standard of truth.
Yeah, but
why have not a single question of mine been answered? I mean, it's a genuine question. If you don't have it, it's fine. You can just say I don't know.
Oh yeah, is that when we ask you whether? You have a non-circular argument.
I'll answer your question, Jack. If you answer my question, I'll answer yours.
Well, I wouldn't actually know how to answer it because I don't understand the question.
Oh, great! I don't understand yours.
See, now that's just trolling, because surely you understand my question.
Okay, that one was a troll answer. I'll admit that one.
Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye, Des. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.